Hey guys, Justin Stone here from EliteBaseball.tv, and I had an interesting question in the lesson this week that is going to apply to just about everybody that views the videos or listens to our podcasts, and it's about the feeling of stress at home plate in the batter's box during a game. Because one of the things I always stress for proper hitting mechanics, and one of the very first things I ever work on with players when they first come in to see me, is their tempo. Tempo is simply body control. Can I control the body in dynamic balance in a slow, controlled pace that allows me to go through the proper sequence of the swing? Without good tempo, you have no chance of getting into a good sequence. So one of the things I always stress in tee work is I say whatever you feel like your game speed is on a 1 to 10 scale, knock it down one notch when you do your tee work. And because in a game, naturally, adrenaline and anxiety are going to speed everything up. And because we get sped up in our central nervous system, the tempo tends to be sped up a little bit. So I want to counteract that when I'm doing my drill work. So I had a father ask me a very interesting question. He says, one of the things I deal with my son is every time we come in here, we have to slow him down at the beginning of the lesson. He does that, but when we get back out into a game, he's speeding right back up. And inside the game, his tempo tends to get from where I consider really good, his game tempo is a 4 on a 1 to 10 scale, it gets to like a 6 or a 7. And then swing mechanics are going to break down. So he said, how do we achieve that training setting, that calm, controlled tempo when we get to a game setting where we do have adrenaline and anxiety? And I said, before I answer this answer is going to sound very corny and cliched because we've heard it in just about every athletic maneuver we've ever made in our life. And I said, a deep breath. And seriously, that deep breath, you see big league guys do this, and you don't even realize it's just part of their natural routine when they get in the batter's box. Everybody has their own pattern, their own routine about stepping into the box. You'll see somebody tap the plate, they kind of look up at their bat, and you'll see them go, and they do that probably subconsciously, but that deep breath does make a difference. From the physiological standpoint, the deep breath affects our parasympathetic nervous system. What that simply means is when we get more oxygen into the bloodstream by breathing deeply, it controls a couple of things. 1, it slows our heart rate down. 2, it relieves stress. Now, when you have a player that has a heightened central nervous system because adrenaline and anxiety and they're ready to compete and they're excited about a bats early in the year, their heart starts pumping faster. And when our heart starts pumping faster, our body gets less efficient at getting CO2 out of the body. So what happens? It pumps faster yet. So that deep breath neutralizes that. It slows our heart rate down. It makes the body more efficient at producing oxygen through the body as well as getting CO2 out. And what that does, it puts me in a calm, controlled state that will allow me to keep my game tempo very similar to what I have in training tempo. Without the deep breath, when I start beating my heart faster and faster, and I have that adrenaline anxiety, everything speeds up, our body is less efficient at getting rid of CO2, the heart beats faster yet, tempo speeds up. So that little piece of our routine of getting into the batter's box, of taking that deep breath, plays a big factor into achieving my best mechanics as well. As I was posting this morning on Twitter of what this subject was going to be today, one of my former college teammates and also a member of EliteBaseball.tv, Dr. Jeremy Sanders, mentioned that one other thing that our parasympathetic nervous system is control of is our ocular motor nerve. What that means is when I'm calm and controlled and the central nervous system is brought down to a controlled level, not only does it elicit a calm feeling about my body, but our eyes stabilize and see things better. So when everything speeds up, it gets even harder to track and see the ball. So now my mechanics are going faster, and my eyes are jumpy and not focusing on the baseball as much. And you can see the problems that we're going to have successfully squaring up a ball when those two things are happening from a physiological standpoint in my body. So what we have to do when we go out and get into competition mode, it's natural for us to have butterflies at the plate. If you don't have butterflies, you don't care about what you're doing. So I talk about that. That's a natural feeling. Also, adrenaline and anxiety are natural states of competition. How do we neutralize that? Take a deep breath. Until next time, this is Justin Stone with EliteBaseball.tv, and we'll see you on the field.